Hello mates, today in this interview we have here Rishabh Rathod. Then Rishabh has 5 year experience. He working with TCS as a senior software engineer and the client is Bank of America. Then see mates, this interview goes for entire full stack Java developer question answering like backend as Java, the front end as React.js, database as SQL, and the tool wise we are taking care of Apache Kafka, Docker, Kubernetes, whatnot. Everything will take care here. Then without delaying, we'll start with our interview session. Hi Rishabh.
Hello, sir.
Rishabh, brief me about yourself and give me the in detail about your project as well. Go ahead, please.
Okay, thank you. First of all, thank you for giving me the opportunity to introduce myself.
Yeah.
So, my name is Rishabh Rathod. Currently, I am working as a senior software engineer, or we can say that system engineer 2 in TCS for a client Bank of America. So, currently, I am working in Spring Boot and full stack application project. Like, mostly the tech stack is the Java, Spring Boot, Microservices, React.js, and bit about Docker and Kubernetes or orchestration architecture. So my like roles and responsibility are like, first of all, let me introduce my project detail.
Correct.
So like currently I am working for a two domain, like two services bank. Currently I am working in which. So for first one is a loan and second one is a payment gateway.
Okay.
So loan and payment gateway, both services is managed by our team. So for home loan, like generally bank what to do? Generally bank verifies the CIBIL. It will verify the CIBIL.
Correct.
And based on that it will provide the eligibility, like whether it's eligible or not. It will also based on state wise there are based on the property value, what should be the actual value, so how much customer is earning, so like how much long term duration loan customer we will get, so whether
Correct.
it's a single or joint loan. Like there are a lot of things for loan eligibility process, pre-process checking, and whether eligible or not. Once it is eligible, then everything till loan sanction, that project like we are managing. And about the payment gateway. So generally the bank like having their tie-ups with different vendors. So to like we are also working to integrate that application with the payment gateway.
Okay, great to know. And what is your like roles and responsibilities with this project?
So my roles and responsibility are like there are multiple things like I work simultaneously. So like in my current project as a senior software engineer, I am doing the like lot of things like requirement gathering. We have a stand up call with one-to-one client. We are understanding first requirement, like we are gathering the requirement, and based on that we are like scrum master is also involved in that call. So we are identifying the timeline.
Correct.
Cost, like whatever it will require. So like I simultaneously also work as a, like we can say 20% of the scrum master role. So I know each and in and out every details. So simultaneously I'm also managing the team of the 2 to 3 peoples.
Great.
So yeah, in that like current version we are using of the Java is Java 17, and there are some services which is also needs to be migrated to Java's like working on Java 8, so that we need to migrate it. So like yeah, this is my roles and responsibility, like managing the peoples. Like simultaneously I'm as an account admin, like I need to review the code, guide the junior mentees.
Correct.
And there are a lot of responsibilities as a senior like system engineer does.
Okay.
So like including development, I am also as a 20% scrum master managing the team.
Yeah.
Also handling the call with client, and helping some of the collaborating tester, devs and DevOps engineers to smooth code deployment. As well as simultaneously I'm also working on the payment gateway integration module. Yeah, so this is all about my roles and
Great to know,
responsibilities.
like you have like great expertise with the domain as well, right? The banking. Great
Yeah.
to know.
Thanks.
Okay, fine. Then Rishabh will start with the technical discussion.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So Rishabh, in Java there are Java is object oriented, right?
Yeah.
In OOPS there are 4 pillars available.
Yeah.
Can you please elaborate those pillars?
Yeah, so generally the OOPS is nothing but object oriented programming. So the OOPS has basically the 4 pillar. So first one is the abstraction. Abstraction, what do you mean by abstraction? Abstraction is nothing but hiding the implementation details from user and showing essential thing.
Correct.
Like best example is as I am working on banking project. So ATM, user knows, customer knows as a user, like how I can withdraw money, but how it's getting internally, what happening, I don't know. Even I don't care about it. So that is the abstraction. So there are two type of abstraction. One is the abstract class, and another one is the interface. So through abstract class, 0 to 100% abstraction we can able to achieve.
Correct. Yeah.
Through interface, we can achieve 100% abstraction.
Correct.
Second one is the inheritance. So inheritance is nothing but mostly focuses on reusability principle. So one class can acquire the property from another class by inheriting of that class. Like what is one class? Like there is parent-child relationship, and child always go acquire to take the properties of from parent class. Acquiring property means what? Like data member and member function.
Correct.
It will acquire and implement according to our needs. So there are three main types of inheritance: single inheritance, multi-level inheritance, and hierarchical inheritance.
Yes.
Hierarchical inheritance is like a tree like a structure. Multi-level, it's like multiple parents, like one child has its grandparent, then that parents has its parents. So it is a multi-level, like 1, 2, 3, like
there is no level for restrictions, right?
Yeah, there is no level for restriction. And hierarchically we have like tree like a structure, it will grow indefinitely.
Like one is root and other all are the leaf nodes.
Yeah, tree like a structure. Yes. So and there are more two types, like multiple and hybrid inheritance are also available. Okay. But Java is not supporting because of compile time issue, like because of ambiguity. Java throws the exception as a compile time error. So it is possible with interface, but it is not like mostly it's not recommended. If you are using, then method name should be unique. Else if you use that, so it will provide a compile time error. So be cautious about it.
In short, like within Java, we are able to extend only one class at a time, right? Great. That's why Java is not supposed to multiple inheritance. Because multiple suggesting you can extend more than one class, right? Yeah.
And third feature is polymorphism. So poly is Greek word. Poly means many, and morphism means form. Ability to take many forms. Many form means function. Function means method. So method has different its form. For example, like customer. Customer as a company, like I'm working for an employee. I am working for the team as a developer. If I'm traveling bus, so as a passenger, like single person can have multiple forms. So there are two types of polymorphism: compile time polymorphism or runtime polymorphism. Yes. Compile time also known as method overload, or earlier binding, we can also say that. And runtime polymorphism is dynamic method dispatch or late binding, or we can also say that it's a method overriding. Correct. And the fourth one is encapsulation. So encapsulation is nothing but like simple Java class, like data member and member function are wrap it into the single unit, like. So that is encapsulation, like simple or Java Pojo class which has getter, setter, and private data member and member function wrap it into the single unit. So it is called as encapsulation. Like this is a four pillar of OOP. Okay, perfect. Then see, coming to next question. Next question goes on JVM architecture actually. Yeah. Okay, like brief me about JVM architecture. Yeah, so JVM architecture, it's a separate architecture. It's a part itself of JDK. So the JVM architecture mostly, what's the main functionality of JVM? So JVM, convert mostly .class file or Java source code to bytecode. There are several components, including memory model. We can go it and we will discuss in one by one. So first component is class loader. So class loader is basically load the class file into the RAM. Second one is the bytecode verifier. So bytecode verifier verifies the secure, like it will verify the bytes if there is any security breach or not. Execution engine as the same functionality is a heart of JVM architecture. It will convert source code to bytecode. Yeah. And after that, just-in-time compilers, it is used to improve the performance of the JVM. So what is the most important work of JIT? Like we can also say that as a JIT. So it will convert bytecode into the assembly language code. And if we discuss about memory models, Java has different type of memory areas like method area, stack area, heap area, PC register, and native method stack. Yeah, native method stack. So each like heap basically we will use to store object and a string constant pull it include, so it will store the strings value. Then method area is mostly used to, it is also called as metaspace after some, I think JDK 8 or something. Yes. Metaspace or permanent gen storage. So mostly it will use, it will store a static variable, and then we are having stack, so it will store reference variable, method call, and piece program counter basically like it contains the instruction of currently running execution, and native method stack basically for legacy application. It's library and stack. For legacy applications. Yeah, fine. Now we'll jump to next question actually. Sure. Next question goes on, the keywords in Java, right? Like static. Yeah. Then
give me like in detail like what is static in Java?
So there are several use of static. So static is basically referred as a common property. If
Correct.
you want some common property which is visible across the all program throughout the program.
Correct.
So we are using static. So the static first one is static keyword.
Correct.
Static keyword like first is done. So static keyword. So first we will come with static block. Static block, it is used to initialize the static variables before it will execute before main method, and if there are multiple static blocks, it will execute top down fashion like
Sequence
when
followed.
top down approach whenever how it's declared.
Correct.
And the second one is static variable. Static variable is a shared common properties, like it's a class level variable and shared common properties.
Correct.
Everyone. Then second one is coming as static method. So the static method, we cannot create an object of static method, and we can call it using class name, like class name dot static method, and static keyword is used with method. It's a normal method one, just declare with static keyword.
Okay, it means like once we declare any method static, then we're not going to create the object, right? We're able to directly call within main
Yeah,
method,
yeah,
right?
object is not required.
And static allows to overload, but it can't allow us to override it, right?
Correct, correct.
Yes.
And one more is static class. So the generally static class, like outer class never be static, inner class should be the static. And like what is the requirement of a static class? So suppose if any common property, like in banking example, if you want to share the, like each bank has its IFSC code irrespective of functional, like
correct.
Deposit, credit, debit, there are irrespective. But before that, the bank will verify IFSC code. Like if you go to the if you want to transfer the payment, bank always ask IFSC code. It is a unique key. So we can have one static method, and we will add return the IFSC code. Like this is basic example.
Correct.
There are a lot of example are present, and inner class always execute, like we can access using outer class only. But outer class never be static. Inner class will be static always.
Great to know. Actually, this is correct answer.
Yeah.
Now we jump to next question. Next question goes on final. Can you please give me some brief about final keyword in Java?
Yeah, final, same like a static, final is also keyword in Java, but it has some functionality.
Yeah.
So in Java we have final variable. So once we will initialize it, it never it become constant. It value it never change. Second one is final method. So final method in Java we cannot override it.
Correct.
And third one is final class. So final class we cannot extend it or inherit it.
Correct. Perfect.
Yeah.
Like on the top of that, I want to ask like one more question there. Okay. Like this is you know like how to create the custom immutable class in Java, right? Yes.
So yeah, like there are a set of rules provided by Java to create a custom immutable class. So in custom immutable class, like first of all, class should be the final.
Correct.
So no other class can extend that class.
Yes.
Second thing is data member or a member variable, we can say that it should be the private.
Correct.
So it is visible only inside the class, not outside the class.
Correct.
And there are no setter methods, only getter methods. And there should be the constructor to initialize that data member and getter method to get that value. And one more point about rather than that, if any mutable field is present, like for example date, so we can create a soft copy, or we can create any static method and we can return its copy using that static method.
Got it. You just highlighted constructor, right? Then we have lots of audience from like freshers level. Actually, definitely they are struggling with the constructor.
Yeah.
Can you please give me in detail like what is like constructor, how many types of constructor in Java, and what is constructor chain? Can you please give me in detail ideas?
Okay, sir.
Yes.
So the constructor is nothing but it is a special variable, special data member of the class. Like it's a method only. So basically, it doesn't have any return type. It has access specifier as a public, or we can whatever we need to set, because private constructor is also present. So it is used to initialize a data member which of the class.
Okay.
So yeah, this is the main functionality of constructor. Basically Java, there are three types of Java is OOP, which is derived from C++ in Java. So there are three type of constructor basically present in C++, but Java support only one. Default and parameterized constructor.
Okay.
So like default constructor internally, like if we create the object using new keyword, so compiler like automatically internally will provide only itself implicitly default constructor.
Correct.
Parameterized constructor, like we are passing some parameter, and mostly 90% case parameterized constructor is used to initialize the data member.
Case values.
Yeah.
Right? Yes.
Initialize the data member.
And there are some rules as well, right, for constructor. What are those?
Yeah. So the constructor never be neither final, neither should be abstract or static. Constructor doesn't contain any return type.
Great.
Yeah, and this keyword is required to initialize the data member.
Correct.
And yeah, there are several other rules as also present.
Like constructor name must be similar to
Constructor
class
name,
right?
yeah, it should be. So based on that, like we can able to identify this is a
Yes.
constructor, this is the main simple
Yes,
function.
and constructor overloading is possible, but override is never possible, right?
Yeah,
And
override.
itself initializes that the Java object creation, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
correct.
And constructor chaining it means?
Yeah, constructor chaining, like it's a simple process. Calling one constructor from other constructor, we can call it as constructor chaining for a same class. If there is a no inheritance, make a note on point. Okay, in single class only. If you want to call constructor, so this keyword is used from one constructor. Like for example, I am calling from default constructor. If I create the object, first call directly goes to the default constructor. So from default, this keyword I will use to call other constructor.
Correct.
In this case, parameterized constructor. And if we have point to be noted, if we are having the parent-child relationship, then super keyword is used to refer parent class constructor.
Correct. And just now, like he highlighted, C++ supports 3 types of constructors, like default, then parameters and copy constructor, right?
Yeah.
Java supports only 2, whatever Rishabh suggested, like default and parameterized. Then Rishabh, I want to add on one more point actually.
Yes,
Java does not support copy constructor, but we are able to achieve the copy constructor in Java by using object cloning, right?
Yeah.
Can you please elaborate how to achieve the object cloning in Java?
Yeah, so object cloning is achieved basically using clonable interface. So we need to explicitly implement clonable interface, and we need to override the clone method of object class.
Correct.
So based on that, like we can return the copy of that object class. So in that way, like we can achieve copy constructor functionality.
Okay. On the top of that, I want to add one more question actually.
Yeah.
Clonable is a marker interface, right? Can you please give me like details about what is marker interface and how many marker interface available in Java?
Yeah, so marker interface is nothing but it's a empty interface. We are instructing JVM that we are performing particular tasks. So JVM internally are capable. That's why just they are empty interfaces. So there are 3 type of marker interface. First one is a serializable interface. Second one is the clonable, and third one is the remote. Remote is used for socket programming. Serializable, it is basically used in multi-threading application if we want to serialize or deserialize. If we want to prevent something, or for example password, generally we are not supposed to serialize it. So generally we are declare it with transient keyword. And clonable as well.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And the clonable we already discussed here.
And remote used for network
socket programming.
Great. Then CMX, Rishabh has 5-year experience and he worked with the multinational clients as Bank of America. Then I want to add on like one question, and this is very common as winter question for experience level. Rishabh, there is solid principle, right?
Yeah.
Can you please elaborate in detail what is solid?
Solid, so like each word has their own full form. So
Yes.
S stands for single responsibility.
Correct. Yeah.
So the single responsibility means single class has its like one single class can perform only one responsibility. O stands for open and close principle. What do you mean by open and close? Like class should be open for extension, close for modification.
Correct.
And L stands for Liskov substitution. So the Liskov substitution is nothing but suppose like inheritance concept comes in the picture.
Correct.
So suppose if child class acquires the properties of base class, so whenever we require to call some child class function or access variable, so child class directly like it's substitute. Parent should be substituted from child itself. So that is the Liskov substitution.
Correct.
Solid. Okay. I is for interface segregation. So basically, like I am not going to in detail in technical definition. I will give the example. Like in real-time project, there are multiple methods, like multiple method declaration are present in simple interface. So according to this principle, each interface has separate methods. So like the multiple methods, separate interface should be implemented. For example, we can say object has multiple methods. We can override it by implementing. Correct. Like there are a lot of interfaces present.
Yes.
So yeah.
And last one is the dependency inversion, right?
Yeah. Yes. Dependency inversion.
Like depends on abstraction, not on concretion.
Depend on abstraction, not on concretion.
Okay.
Meaning, higher class or higher module should not depend upon lower module, but should be depend upon abstraction, not concretion. This is solid principle.
Okay. And whenever like we are working with like the Java programming, right? We need to follow some rules as well, like class first letter must be capital, variable start with lowercase, object start with the lowercase, method start with the lowercase.
Yeah.
Those are also part of solid principle only actually.
Yeah.
Yes. Now we'll come to the next question. Next question goes on exception.
We can say that it's a coding standard.
Yes.
Coding
like
standard.
best practices. Solid principle,
solid
right?
principles.
Great. The next question goes on exception handling actually.
Yeah.
What do you mean by exception and how to handle the exception in Java?
So the exception handling is nothing but if suppose we execute the program but any abnormal condition. For example, if I dividing the number by 0, So it will disturb the program.
Correct.
So to handle that mechanism, we are having the uh, exception handling mechanism. So there are two type of exception: compile time exception and runtime exception. Error is also different.
Uncheck, right? Yes.
Yeah, check and uncheck exception, or we can say that compile time or runtime exception. Compile
Correct.
time exception is handled by compiler at compile time, and runtime exception, like when we run the program, it will happen at runtime. Compile time means when
Writing the
type the
program.
code, it automatically compiler give error. Yeah, this is syntax error, or this is you cannot do this thing. For example, divide by zero.
Like those are IO exceptions, collections, or compile time exception, right? Check
Yeah.
exception, and
Yeah.
uncheck it means like we have null pointer exception,
Null.
array gets a pointer exception, right? Yes. And there are 5 blocks available, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you please elaborate?
Yeah.
those?
So first block is try, catch, throws finally.
Correct.
So try block, like first is a try keyword. Try is a block. Basically, it will contain the exception code with whatever exception we, like suppose anything is happen, like for example divide by 0. If I'm writing the code, so divide by 0, I will put that exception code inside that. Catch block, like try block will catch exception object, and catch block will catch that exception.
Correct.
And handle that exception.
Okay.
There is one more there are more 3 keyword are present. So one is the throws keyword.
And finally.
The throws is a system generated exception. We are saying system, hey, you just handle that exception by default. And throw keyword basically we can create our own exception and throw that exception by creating exception class. And finally block will always execute even though you do the return from catch block itself. So what is the use of finally block? It's for resource closure, like whatever database connection or socket programming if we are using, then to close that connection we are using the finally block.
Correct.
And finally block will never execute. Like if you use system 0 or system 1, then it will interrupt the program.
Okay, this is the odd scenario, right? If you are
Yeah.
putting like try block system to exit, then final block does not execute.
Correct.
Otherwise exception occurs or not occurs, final block always
Execute.
perfect. Great answer actually. Now we'll come to the next. Next is string concept, right?
Yeah.
Yes. There is like very commonly asked into a question for freshers level actually.
Yeah.
In college time as well, right?
Correct.
Yes. And then question for you, Rishabh. Differentiate dot equal versus equal to.
Dot equals what equal to.
Yes.
Yeah, there is no major difference. Like equal to is used to compare reference, or we can say that integer content we can compare, and equals
Correct.
basically it is used to compare the content of the strings.
Okay, it means equals is a method, right?
Yeah, equals
and
is a
it's
method.
Certain type like boolean we are going to consider, right?
Correct,
Equal to
equal.
is comparison operator, right?
Correct.
Yes, perfect. Great. To know equals, it will check exact what you suggested, right? Content, value.
Content, value of
And
string.
equal to the
Yeah,
object.
in case of string we will always use equals, because we need to compare values. If we use equals, then it will compare address of the
Address
string.
actually,
This will,
reference.
sometimes
Yes.
it will give negative result, like false. So
Correct.
that's why we are using equals method. Or equals ignore case is also present if we want to ignore the case, and it will compare the two different string
Yes.
and with the return boolean value, whether it's equal, if then true, if not equal then false.
Okay, great to know. There are 3 classes, right? String buffer, and string builder. Can you please elaborate those classes as well?
Yeah, string class are basically it's a non-mutable, like it's immutable
Immutable
class.
class.
Yeah, and string builder and string buffer, they both are mutable class, but string buffer it's not a thread safe, and string builder is thread safe. Like there is just much of difference.
Perfect. Great to know actually.
Yeah.
Now we'll jump on next actually. Then next question goes on collection framework, and you know the collection framework like importance in Java, right? Without collection, like we don't have Java application development. Without collection, there is no Java interview as well. And definitely, I will add on question here.
Yeah.
Rishabh, you are good expertise with the collection framework, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Then explain collection framework in detail actually. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, so collection framework is very important, and for a data structure, like already, what do you mean by collection? So collection is basically it's already predefined data structures created by Java, so in the form of objects. So we need to use that data structure. So that is like, what do you mean by framework? Framework is already ready, predefined class, just we need to have knowledge how to access it.
Correct.
So there are several type of collections basically. So there are like basically 2 types, like collection has further three categories, and map. Both is a part of util itself.
Correct.
So the collection. So first one is a list. So what do you mean by list? A list is basically array itself. It will store the value in the array, and it will allow n number of duplicate value as null value.
Correct.
So like, and the 2 data structure based on list, array list and linked list. Array list is like a dynamic array. So it when first like it's dynamic array, like basically it is used to perform DDL operation.
Correct.
And if you want to retrieve some value or so basically you will array list is useful. Second one is the linked list. Linked list is internally uses doubly linked list data structure, so you can travel from forward and backward direction.
Correct.
So basically linked list is useful for DML operation. And one more class is like vector, and again vector is extending.
This is legacy
stack.
class, right?
Yeah, it's a legacy class and it's a thread safe.
Correct.
Mostly we are not most of the application we are not using, just we are using this array list and linked list.
Correct.
Second one is a queue, so it's a first in first out data structure. Two data structure is available, priority queue and double-ended queue. So we know double-ended queue, like we can insert and remove the element from both the end. Priority queue is like a round robin algorithm, like based on priority element will be added or removed.
Correct.
And third one is set. So set is nothing but provide uniqueness for a unique property.
Correct.
So there are three type of set. First one is hash set, second one is a link hash set, and third one is a tree set.
Correct.
Hash set, like as name suggested, hash set, there is only there is like unique property.
Does
It
not
will
make
be
an order as well, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And then link hash set, like it follow the properties of set only. Just it will add like store the data in the form of doubly linked list as suggested.
It follows the instruction order, right?
Yeah, it will follow the in insertion order as well as in sorting order as well.
Correct.
Like we can say that. And third one is a tree set, so it will store the data in the tree like a structure. It will never allow duplicate value. And yeah, it internally it will store tree like a data
sorted
structure.
order, right? Ascending order.
In sorted order. And third one is a separate one. It is a part of collection map interface. It is coming from util only.
Okay.
So map we have like several data structure for. So first it comes is a hash map. Hash map is like first what is the properties of map? Map is key value data structure.
Correct.
Used to store the data in the form of key value pair.
Yes.
So hash set map, right? So hash map. So hash map is basically key value data structure, like in one null key allow n number of duplicate values are allowed.
Yes.
Link hash set, like acquiring the properties of hash map only.
Linked hash map, right?
Yeah, linked hash map. So first of all, what is the default capacity? Default capacity of hash map is 16 and load factor is 0.75. What do you mean by 0.75? If we store values inside hash map, so if values like capacity is full till 75%, so it will double the size.
Correct.
So it is an inbuilt capacity that
And
hash
that is
map
string
has.
map as well, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And linked hash map, so it like same property is used by hash map only. Just it will store the data in the form of key value pairs.
It follows the insertion order as well.
Yeah, it's also follow insertion order and tree map. It will store the data in form of
Only
key
with
value
but
pair.
it follows the order, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, and it does not allow in null key, but it allows multiple null values,
Correct,
right?
correct.
And there is one more concurrent hash map as well, right?
Yeah,
This is fail-safe iterator class, correct?
correct.
Yes, and it does not allow null key value as well.
Correct.
Then
correct.
on the top of that, I want to ask like the experience level inter question. Okay, how hash map internally works? Please give us the detailed answer here.
Yeah, hash map internally works like hash map is basically a combination of arrays and linked list data structure.
Correct.
So like suppose if I want like there so as earlier told there are 15 bucket created when you create the hash map object.
Correct.
Inside a collection. So 0 to 15 bucket will be created, and suppose for collision handling, suppose collision happens, so like suppose same bucket have multiple values, so like suppose first I created value 3, bucket number is 3, value I added 3, so node will be created and created the linked list again.
Correct.
Bucket number 3, who is giving bucket number internally hash function itself computing that value of the bucket. Suppose again 3, so collision happen, so what happened like we will go to 3 and then traverse to the end of linked list, and then node like a structure will created.
Correct.
But it will overhead like when data is very large on same bucket, like there are a lot of data. So after Java 8 improvement is done, it will automatically converted, that linked list automatically gets converted into the red black tree.
It means like
So-
once collision arrive, it will convert like into red black tree.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Suggested. Correct.
Correct. So the adding complexity, like best case complexity so often and worst case complexity is log n.
Okay, perfect. And there are two methods, right? Equals and hash code contracts as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what is equals and hash code contracts actually?
So equals and hash code method both are coming from object class only. So equals method basically used to compare the content of object, and hash code, if suppose two objects are equal, then hash code should be the same.
Must be same, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Great. Okay, now we'll come for the next question, and this question goes on Java 8 actually because Rishabh worked with the Java 17. Definitely he is the part of some services migration as well, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Then Rishabh, question for you: what are the features you have implemented in your project actually? Those features comes from Java.
Yeah, there are a lot of features actually we are using. Most important feature is stream API. Inside that we are having intermediate and terminal operations.
Correct.
Terminal operation is like collect, and intermediate operation like filter, map, and there are a lot of method we are implementing. Once again, it's like main feature is lambda function for concise code. And another one like feature is functional interface. So functional interface only has one abstract method, and the functional interface is a way to implement lambda function. One more is a collector class as we are using in streaming API, and one more improvement is like date time related function.
Correct.
Before Java 8 we required to use like date class format. That like format is not coming properly. So simple date format we explicitly we need to use and give the format. But in local date time or date time improvement, like we are getting the formatted date as a output or whatever we want to set, we can explore that functionality. And there is a method reference operator or double colon operator, we can say that. So instead of calling directly class name, we can use that method reference operator.
Double colon as well, right? Yes. Got it.
There are many feature, and there are many more feature, but mostly
even optional class and stream API also.
Yeah, optional class basically container to see whether like to avoid null pointer exception.
Right?
So there are several feature. Collector classes, there are mostly stream APIs, lambda function. These all are main features.
In stream API there is two type of operation, right? Intermediate and terminal operations.
Yeah.
You know those, what are the difference between intermediate versus terminal?
Intermediate operation is nothing but terminal operation. Like when terminal operation is triggered, intermediate operation will start.
Correct.
Yeah, so like it's a stream of pipeline.
Correct. It means intermediate operations, it will process the operations.
Yeah.
And terminal it means produce the end result, right?
Correct.
Then intermediate operations, like those are the map, flat map, even we have sorted, filter as well, right?
Yeah.
And terminal it means produce the end result. We have for each collect. Even though find max as well, right?
And after Java 17, like to list method is also directly available if you want to.
It comes in Java 16 actually.
Oh yeah, Java 16, correct.
Instead of collectors to list.
Yeah.
We are using to list as well,
correct.
right?
Yeah.
Because why is giving the answer? Because he the part of some migration as well. That's why. Okay.
Yeah, even there are a lot of confusion happen when you work with multiple JDK across the environment. So
correct.
It will become sometimes confused which feature comes in which version. But it's not important which feature comes in which version. Exactly, we know that this feature is present, so how we can use in project. That is important as a developer.
Then we should see our audience like mostly from freshers as well actually sometimes, and those are the working professionals as well, right? Yes. Then Java 17, some corporate they're using, some they're not using, but till like the audience is interested, right?
Yeah.
Then tell me, what are the like Java 17 features you implemented in your projects?
Like mostly only the sealed class feature only I implemented. So
record pattern also implemented actually. This is comes in Java 16. Record pattern as well, right?
No, I don't implemented my
sealed
class only I have implemented.
Yeah.
So the sealed class is nothing but we can control which class can extends. Which classes permit to extend that particular class. The sealed class basically permits, and like suppose if I have any suppose RBI wants to permits to extend its property to Yes Bank and suppose what will case other bank like ICICI Bank. So permit keyword is used to allow the access, and extended class is either sealed, non-sealed or final. So sealed classes basically provide the control. Like final, it is we cannot extend the class, but sealed class provide flexibility to which class or
it means we are giving permits there, right?
Correct.
Yes, for extending the classes. Perfect. Great to know. Now we'll come to the next question, and this question, for experience level mostly asked actually, commonly asked question.
Yeah, just a second. About record feature, like the record, it is basically used to reduce the it's immutable. It is you reduce the boilerplate code. That feature I currently recall in my mind.
Great.
But yeah, currently I have not implemented. So yeah, that feature basically.
I will add on some points on that record pattern actually. CMates mostly you are using JW token, right? Secure in the REST API. Whenever you are doing sign-in, the sign-in request, auth request mostly we are using. Then this username and password. Previously just we are using the like DTO, but nowadays we are not using DTO. We can simply go with the record pattern actually. You can use the record itself immutable. The username password always it's string, right? And definitely no one able to modify at runtime actually. That's why we are using record pattern here. And that's Rishabh suggestion, right? We are able to reduce the boilerplate code as well there, definitely. Then see, whenever like you will get the chance, if you are going to work on like JWT, right? Then definitely this auth request, whenever you are passing username password, go to the record pattern actually. This is features comes in Java 16. Record it's similar to class itself actually. Fine.
Correct.
Then now come up with the next question, and this question like mostly ask for experienced persons actually. Like what are the design patterns you implemented in core Java actually?
Yeah, so
There are three types, right?
yeah,
Yes,
there are
what
three
is?
categories. So first one is creational design pattern. Second one is behavioral,
Structure.
and third one is structural. As the
Yes.
name suggests, creational. It deals with how we can create the object.
Correct.
Behavioral, like so like is the third one. Let's come to second one, structural.
Yeah.
So structural category is defined like how object is should be constructed.
Correct.
And third one is behavioral. Behavioral is defined like how different object can communicate with each other.
Correct.
So like mostly I work with singleton design pattern only, singleton and some type
Builder
of
and factory as well.
factory. Yeah, builder and factory. So singleton design pattern, like only one object we can able to create for a class. There are some set of rules that we need to follow. We're gonna not discuss that, like private constructor in that case possible. So second one is the builder one. So builder even itself available in Spring Boot using builder notation.
Yes.
Yeah, so it helps to build a complex object step by step.
Correct.
Instead of like what is happening in background, user like as a developer I don't care, just there are dot method and just
Correct.
lastly I will just use build method to create the object.
Correct.
One more is a interceptor. So interceptor is a design pattern, mostly deals with how object is communicating with each other. One more is a iterator. Iterator is a design pattern. Like best example of iterator is iterator and list iterator. We know like it is basically used to traverse the collection like object.
Correct.
So I don't know, like I don't even care like how it's internally working, but how that method is working, I have the knowledge to implement that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great to know.
This is like several design pattern. One and
Yes.
more is a factory. Factory is basically returning the object instead of exposing which class is created that object. There are a lot of patterns.
Correct.
So just mostly are working.
Yeah, definitely like singleton mostly you are using with logging, catching, right?
Correct.
There also singleton pattern is implemented,
Correct,
right? Each and every projects.
Correct.
Then mates, this is the right time. We'll come up with the problem statement.
Yeah.
And the problem statement for Rishabh, I am giving somehow advanced level actually. The problem statement goes on Java 8 features because it's the part of Java 8 features as well. Then problem statement is you need to calculate city-wise tax calculation. City-wise tax calculation.
Using Stream API.
Yes, using Stream API, and just write the one line code actually for that actually. Okay, you know the Stream API, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Take it and start with the implementation part.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes. You can go to the Stream API directly. Yes.
Okay.
Then see mates, Rishabh has like good expertise with the Java 8 as well, and the problem statement we have given here, city-wise tax calculation. Then he goes to use Stream API actually. Yes. Like we have city will consider as Pune, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Noida, right? Like those are the Indian topmost IT cities we'll consider here. And tax will consider as a 10% you can simply consider. Yes.
Okay, 10%.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Correct. So Rishabh use here emplist.stream.collect. Then first he goes to use like collect as dot grouping by and getting the employee method reference get city. And the second he used like here get the salary as well for that
Yes,
also, right?
okay.
Yes. Done with the code as well. Perfect. Great. So mates, this is the correct code snippets written here. Then yes, Rishabh, this is correct, and you are the good with the Java 8 as well, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Great to know. Now we'll come to the next, and next it will go start with the SQL concepts. Fine.
SQL concepts.
Yes. Then I will ask the question for you. What are the joins in SQL, Rishabh?
Yeah, SQL. There are a
Yeah.
lot of joins are available. So joins is basically if suppose we want to reduce the data redundancy, like there are multiple duplicate data, so if we want to avoid it, so mostly we are focusing on joint. So joint is keep data consistent and isolated from each other. So joint is the first type of joint is inner joint. Inner joint is, what do you mean by inner joint? So inner joint are basically the type of joint where more than one table we can join using common column. So based on common property, like we will combine that record. Second one is a natural joint. Both almost like both join are same, just bit syntax is different.
Correct.
One other one is a cross join. We can also known as it will provide the result in the form of Cartesian product like match column well. Self join, generally this type of join we will avoid. It is apply on single table. Suppose there are multiple keys or multiple unique values present, so we need to get it based on category wise. So self join. And most important type are outer join. So there are three type of outer join. First one is left outer join, or left join we can also say that. Okay, so left join is nothing but column of left table will match the column of right table of record based on common column.
It means all data coming from left table, only match data coming from right table, right?
Yeah, and if no match found,
It will return null.
null.
Correct.
Same case for right.
Yes.
Right data should be present. Compare.
Yeah, it means all data from right table and it match data from left table. If
Left
it
table,
match, it
and
will return null, right?
It will return null, and full outer joint is combination of both.
Yes, union you can simply say,
Union,
right?
we can
So
say.
like left and right after, it will fetch all data, right?
Correct.
Perfect. Now come with the next. Actually, you are working with TCS. Mostly
Yeah.
you work with the, like Oracle, even Postgres as well, right?
Yeah.
Databases. Then tell me, like, what is the main difference between primary key versus unique key?
Main difference between primary key versus unique key. So
Yeah.
the primary key should be like, for example, if I give the example, primary key should be unique.
Correct.
Primary key never be null,
Hmm.
but a unique key, like, it's combination of some columns.
Okay.
Sometimes it's null. So yeah, this two criteria.
Yeah, like best example we are giving. Suppose you are working with TCS and there
Yeah.
is, the employee goes to onboard first day, right?
Yeah.
The first day itself important, like employee ID they are going to generate because
Yeah,
this
that
is
is
not
primary
null.
key.
This is primary key, right?
Yeah.
Yes. And the contact number, email, Aadhaar card, PAN card, those are the unique, but
Yeah.
this is not required at first day, right?
Correct.
Those allows null value as yes as well.
Yeah.
But there is again, if you want to add like not null, that's also possible, right?
Correct.
Yes, and primary key support for auto increment, whereas unique key does not support for auto increment,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
Great. Then mates, now again we'll come up with the like SQL query, and I will give the like the commonly asked inter question
Correct.
to fetch second largest salary from employee table.
Okay.
Second largest salary from employee table. You can consider here is employee table. You need to write single line query actually. You can use whatever you are aware of that. Okay.
Yeah, so this approach we can solve using two approaches. One is a dense index and one other is a limit and offset. So for limit and offset, some of the database are
Correct.
not supporting.
Even
so
inner query as well, right? Nested
inner
as well.
query we can also possible.
Yeah.
So that type of combination we can.
Yeah,
use.
whatever you are aware of that, you can simply write it.
Yeah.
Yes. See the problem statement. He goes to write for fetch second largest salary from employee table, and we have available two approaches. One is the offset and limit, and the second one is you can simply go to the like nested query. It means inner query you can simply consider. Yes.
Second largest salary, right?
Yeah. Here written the query like select start from employee, and definitely.
I'm also writing one more
order
query
by-
using dense index
Yeah, sure.
function
Yeah.
to reduce duplicate.
Yes.
salary.
Order by employee salary descending, and then he is like limit and offset as well. Great. Perfect. Here written like both the queries here actually. That will be like great. It means Rishabh has good expertise with the SQL concepts as well.
Yeah.
See, here written the two queries here actually. This first one is limit and the second nested query as well here written here. Now we'll come with the next question. Next question goes on SQL only. Rishabh, as you have 5 year experience,
Yeah.
right? Then definitely you work with the indexing as well, right?
Yeah.
Then tell me what is indexing and what are the types of indexing in SQL?
So there are several type of indexes available. What do you mean by
First tell me why we require the indexing actually.
indexing? Basically required in select order by, or there
It
are
means faster retrieval,
faster retrieval of
Correct.
record.
right?
So there are multiple type of indexes are available. Unique index, non-unique index,
Cluster index.
non-cluster index,
Yeah.
and hash index. Hash index is basically focuses on hashing.
Correct.
And yeah, like as name suggests, unique index it's a
Mhm.
combination of apply on particular column. We can apply on table.
Great.
Second one is non-unique index. Non-unique index is will create a view like virtual view and based on
Virtual
that,
tables.
virtual
concepts,
table,
right?
yeah, and it will focuses on that. Cluster again, it's combination of unique row.
Yeah.
And non-cluster index, like again it's a similarity with non-unique index, but here it will create also a view, like we are directly creating on the table instead of making any virtual things.
Correct, Harshal. Now we'll come up with some framework questions as well actually. They definitely like we have covered core Java, advanced Java in that JDBC as well, right?
Yeah.
But nowadays JDBC is not like using corporates, mostly they're using data JPA. But before that available Hibernate as well, right? Can you please give the difference between like the Hibernate versus data JPA and why data JPA is more powerful?
Yeah, data JPA is more powerful because
inbuilt functions methods.
there are a lot of inbuilt functional and function and method present,
Hmm.
but main difference is like data JPA, just we need to add dependency and we can able to make production ready application, like lot of
Yes.
boilerplate code is getting reduced.
Correct.
So that is main advantage.
Yes.
Like
yes.
data JPA first JDBC, then
Hibernate.
JDBC template,
Huh.
then Hibernate, and after that we got data JPA, like
Yes.
abstraction layer in all our specification and each of above each
Correct.
abstraction
Now
layer.
this corporate they prepare data JPA ఉంది, right?
Data
Just
JPA is-
extend JPA repo.
Correct.
And definitely you are able to use the inbuilt methods. If inbuilt methods is not available, we are able to write custom methods as well.
Custom method.
And even we have options available for JPQL as well, right?
Correct, correct.
Like Java
JPQL.
person JPA query language as well, right?
JPQL. Or we can use iterate annotation and define using
Query.
query annotation.
Okay,
We can use it.
perfect, great to know. Then now, mates, will start some question on Spring Boot as well. Then first question goes for you. What is Spring Boot and what are the features in Spring Boot?
Yes, the Spring Boot basically because of its feature, Spring Boot is more demanding in market. It will provide a production ready application within a minute when you create the project.
Correct.
It is a main advantage. So what are production ready feature? It's feature itself. So first one is auto configuration. It will automatically configure production ready feature. And second one is the opinionated default. Like for example, if there are what we can say like there are server.port, it's a default value, like we know some of the default, we can manually just in application.property file we just write it like there are default value, we can use it. Or we can also override or we can change that one.
It's called
Profiles.
port number as well, right?
Yeah,
Profiles
port
as
number.
well.
Or there are several things.
Correct. And even
Profiles.
dev tool dependency as well for live load the application, right?
Yeah, dev tools dependency for live reload application. There are a lot of feature also.
And within a minute, like production ready application will be ready. We don't
Yeah.
require the XML configuration as well, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And another one is a profile feature, like
Correct.
for a different environment we can create different profiles.
Like dev, QA, and prod,
Yeah,
right?
and
Great.
starter dependency. The bundle of dependency are available.
Great.
Yeah, and
And then what are the HTTP methods like day to day we are using actually?
yeah, there are get, put, post, patch, delete. There are total
Perfect.
5 methods, but patch generally we are not using.
Okay.
So get we used to get the record from
Or into
database.
data, right? Yes.
Yeah, post method basically it is used to create the new resource or in the database. Put
Partial.
method. Put method is used to update
Existing data, right?
Yeah.
Yes. And patch for
part
partial
of data
updates.
and delete. Patch for partial data and put for update the data and
Yes.
delete for delete the record from the table or whatever the resource like we have
Okay.
stored the data.
Great to know. Then see, now we'll come with the next question actually. Like if any exceptions occur, right?
Yeah.
In core Java, that's fine. We are using try catch throw and finally.
Yeah.
But Spring Boot is a framework, right?
Correct.
Like definitely tell me like how to handle like global exception. Like we are working with Bank of America, right? This is multinational project.
Yeah, so there are thousands of class has required to create sometimes it also required to create custom exception.
Correct.
So
Tell me
there
like in
Spring
detail.
Boot, Spring Boot provided annotation. So one is the controller advice. So mostly if we are using the old application which is follow the Spring Boot MVC architecture, for that you can use controller advice. But most of the application are
Spring Boot.
Spring Boot only and migrated like most of the compatible REST API. So they are using iterate REST API to handle cross-cutting concerns.
It means REST controller advice we are using now.
Yes,
right?
controller advice. Yeah,
Yes.
that annotation.
Class level and
Yeah,
method
we
level
can
we are
use
using exception handler. right?
Exception handler.
Yes.
Exception handler annotation is also required, and lastly we are using resource entity.
Yes.
So-
Return the response entity and a corresponding HTTP status code as well.
Yeah,
Right?
status code. It also has the header part. Like it is a bit complex syntax. You can
Correct.
explore it more.
Correct.
But yeah, it also has the status code. It also has what is the error type. Then
Yes.
timing also you can create. You can also create your exception like custom exception handling class, and you can implement using exception handler, and it will handle by REST controller advisor.
Correct. Then
REST
see-
controller advice. Sorry.
Great. Coming to next question actually,
Yeah.
and our the audience also very excited to understand this flow.
Yeah.
Like securing the REST API in Bank of America also they are using JW token, right?
Yeah.
Then brief us like what is JW token and how the flow works actually there in banking project.
So like it's not about JWT token. There are a lot of method to provide. Like your question is directly to how we can
Secure the REST
the-
APIs.
So there are several methods. So JWT token is one of part of that.
Correct.
Like JWT token, it's generated by some. We can use some class to generate the token, and that token we can store it in key vault.
There are three things, right? Header, payload, and the signature.
Yeah, header, payload, and signature.
Correct.
So if you want more detail about it, you can visit JWT token site. It will generate. It will give brief picture about
So
JWT
the site
token.
name is mates jwt.io. This is the official site. There you are able to understand the entire like JWT, like some theory concepts as well,
Correct.
right? Here Rishabh will give us some flow of JWT. Yes, Rishabh, go ahead, please.
Yeah, so like it's not about JWT. If you want detailed explanation, you can go to that website. You will get definitely like it has some certification, some content
Correct.
we need to add, whatever
Correct.
data we need to add, we can add into header. But
Correct.
apart from that, there are also several methods.
Yeah.
So we can secure our application. So like one of that, like first one is starter dependency, security starter dependency. You can add it directly. So it will secure directly to the endpoint. After that, there are username and password you can also configure using application.property files, or we can store username and password in key vault, retrieve it. That is one of the, as you
Even auth as well we have.
auth,
Right?
single sign in is also available.
Correct.
And if we want to restrict particular user or role, so we can
Role-based authentication.
role-based authorization, or we
Yes.
can override security config using web security config. There are class are present. I am exactly not able to recall now currently.
It
So
comes from all configuration directly, like secrets.
yeah.
Yes.
So we can create. We can give the permission like CQRS. If you want to protect, you can also use that, or you whatever. If you want to, you permit some user, or or some URL, so you permissions permit all or something, like you can use that configuration. So it will also provide that.
Yes. Coming to next question,
And
actually.
yeah, just a second. One more facility is available. SSL certificate we can also enable to encrypt our communication. So like that is one of the like security we can do, because it's large project. So we need to have the knowledge how different ways we can secure the application.
Correct.
But mostly JWT is more important.
Yeah.
In that.
SSL certificate also developed in Java itself actually. That's why like all banking projects they prefer to use Java as a application development programming language, right?
Correct.
On the top of that, I want to ask one more question actually for performance improvement. Mostly like interview questions comes, right? How like we are going to improve the performance of REST API, and out of that there is one of the feature available like pagination inbuilt in JPA, right? Give me like in detail idea about what is pagination.
Yeah, pagination.
Give us the example as well.
Yeah, pagination it's bit complex, in technical terms, like not complex to understand, but I will give you a simple example.
Yeah.
Suppose if I search something particularly in Google engine, like Google. So Google is not giving, like there are 1,000 URL. So what Google is doing, like there are 1, 2, 3, 4. Like initially it will give first 10 URLs.
Correct.
After that it will like a page will be created, and first page has 10 URLs.
Correct.
Second page 10 URLs. Third page 10 URLs. So that is
called
as
page and the size.
Page and its size.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is called as pagination technique. In simple word we can say.
Yes. And one more example like email as well. Suppose the freshers they are using email, right? Then see like everything you are not able to see within single the inbox, right?
Yeah.
Somehow the first 50 email you are able to see. Next you need to click on next button actually. Then you are able to see next page.
Yeah, mostly
that's called like pagination in
filtration, and we can also give the compact
even
as well.
like Rishabh working with the Bank of America, if they want to check like bank statement, right? If there is available thousands of like entries, then definitely it's not possible in single page. For next entry, for
its month-wise entry will come.
Yes, first 100 entry are
January, February, March, like that.
Correct.
You can consider as pages.
Yes,
single calendar as pages, and
correct.
based on that
for
like
next page you need to click on next page there actually. That's called pagination, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. In simple word.
Okay, perfect. Now we'll come to the next. Mostly you are using transactional notation, right?
Yeah.
What is the use of either transactional notation in Spring Boot?
Transactional annotation is basically deals with a database operation.
Correct.
It must follow the ACID properties like atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. So main purpose is like it is deals with if suppose transactional annotation we have used.
Correct.
So main use is that like suppose all transactions should be completed, or if anyone any of the transaction is failed in between, it will be rollback entire flow. So there are two conditions it's supported, like one
if
is
any failure comes, then definitely it will do the
rollback.
Great.
So that is the main use of transactional annotations. So two states like or two feature we can say that suppose it is support propagation and isolation. So isolation is nothing but each transaction should be independent from each other without knowing what other transaction is doing, and propagation. So how transaction suppose one transaction required some property from first transaction. So like how that transaction is communicating with each other, that feature we can say as a propagation. So propagation and isolation, this is two most important concepts we need to have knowledge about it.
Great to know. Next question comes on the HTTP methods, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, methods already we have covered, but
Yeah.
HTTP status code available there, right? Yes. What are the HTTP status code actually? Important HTTP status code in Spring Boot in REST API.
Yeah, there are a lot of HTTP
Like
status
200
code.
start with like those are the success.
Yeah, 201 is for created.
Hmm.
404 is for not found, I think.
Yes.
And 400 is for
Bad request.
bad request.
500 so like
It's an internal server error.
Yes, mates, I want to add
It
on
is
something.
basically HTTP class, like its status code is already defined by. So
You are
we
right.
just need to we need to understand like not found, created, bad
Correct.
request, and like it's already defined. Just we need to understand that HTTP
Correct.
class.
Whatever like
Yes.
Rishabh suggested here, we have available HTTP class, and there are important. You can simply say start with 200, those are the success. Then start with 300, those are the informational. Whatever start with 400, those are the client side error. And if you are able to see the start with 500, those
It's a
those are
server
the
side error.
server side. And mates, Spring Boot is the server side, right? If any issue comes 500, then as a developer you need to fix it. But if any comes like 400, then this is not your mistake. Your client it means end user they are doing the mistakes.
Correct.
If 500 comes, then definitely as a
It's
developer we are the
our
responsible
issue.
for that, right?
Correct.
Great. Then mates, now come to the next question. And next question I want to ask Rishabh for you, like what is microservices and explain its architecture actually. Yes.
So the architecture is like it's depend upon person view. If you use simple architecture, then it's simple.
Yeah.
There are like let me explain what
Like
I'm
I
trying
want to say
explain.
like in your project like there is available mobile app
Correct.
and even the web app as well, right? Yes. Then there are two users. One is mobile, one is web app. Then how like it works actually there?
Yeah, so like first of all, let's understand what is the difference between monolithic and microservices
Yeah, good.
architecture.
Yes.
So the monolithic application is like database, code base, every functional module should be present at single location.
Correct.
So it's very tedious to maintain. Suppose any one service is down, entire application goes down.
Correct.
If database is also, entire services goes down. So it is very
Yes.
difficult to scale actually.
Correct.
Apart from microservices, suppose in my project, like as I suggested, loan related like project, it will be the different civil check, that is a different project. Then another one is if suppose payment related project, it will be the different. So each project or each service independently works. It has its own database and it's communicating using communication protocol. We can say that FAN client, it will in between communicating or REST.
Yeah, like synchronous
template.
we are using FinClient, asynchronous we are using Apache Kafka as well.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
On the top of that, I want to ask the question actually, what are the design patterns you have implemented in your project?
Yeah, we will come to that question. First, understand microservice architecture first.
Good, please.
So microservices architecture, there are several components available in microservice architecture. So the first one is API gateway, and second one is the service discovery server, and like database for login and monitoring.
Correct.
We have available separate, like we can integrate that jar. There are Docker and Kubernetes for orchestration platform.
Correct.
Then for Kafka for event streaming.
Yeah.
For API gateway, like it's a single entry point of the request, so it will whenever the request enters in microservice architecture, it will interact with API gateway. Service discovery server, it has what we can say, it has
Eureka server, right?
yeah, it's a Eureka server, which is Eureka. It's provided by Netflix.
Correct.
So it will communicate each and every microservice. So based on the data, which microservice that data needs to be sent, that decided by service discovery server. And other component like for login, for Kafka, like notification service, you can integrate Kafka. There are a lot of service, Docker, Kubernetes.
Correct.
I told, login and monitoring. There are a lot of services
Correct.
present. For view the logs, we can use Grafana or Prometheus.
You
There
will
are
have Zipkin and Sluch as well, right?
Zipkin also
Yes.
present.
Correct. Then like what are the design patterns you have implemented corresponding to microservices in your project actually?
Yeah, so most famous pattern is like circuit breaker design pattern. So circuit breaker design pattern is used to avoid cascading failures. If any transaction will be fail, then it will cut up, like it will disconnect that module or whatever the service from the already live environment. So it won't affect already running environment. So maintenance of microservices is already easy as it's independent services. One application go down, it won't affect other one.
Correct.
But yeah, if that services goes down for long term, then it will affect. So till that time we need to secure it. Like we need to get up that services. And microservice design pattern, like first one is so there are three type like three stages: open, close, and half open. This is the three stages in that circuit breaker design pattern will mostly
Like if
work.
any service goes to down, it will like call the fallback mechanism, right? Even
Yeah,
we
yeah.
have API gateway, even we have CQRS, even we have polyglot and Saga patterns as well.
Saga design pattern.
Yes, perfect. Then
API
definitely,
gateway, service discovery server. There are a lot of pattern available.
great,
Chain
great.
of responsibility is also available.
Yes, yes, great to know actually.
Yeah.
Then next, now this time we'll jump on the front end as well because we are taking care of entire full stack. Then definitely like question for you, Rishabh.
Yeah.
The front end you are handy with the React.js,
Yeah.
right? Then tell me like what are the features of React.js? That's why like instead of AngularJS, Vue.js, mostly corporate prefer to use React.js, and this is very demanding, right?
Correct.
Then tell us like what are the features in React.js?
Yeah, so first one is JSX. So it's basically feature provided by React. You can add in HTML code inside React component, JavaScript.
JavaScript you can simply say. Yes.
So it's a component based architecture, so it's easy to add that component.
Correct. We have virtual DOM as well.
Virtual
right?
DOM
We
as
have-
well. Virtual DOM, what do you mean virtual DOM? It's like an original copy of DOM. It is useful for modification.
Correct.
And one more is like one-ended traffic, like traffic flows from parent to child. One-sided traffic, we can say.
Correct, correct. Like
Easily.
just single page applications, right?
Single page application.
Even React supports to Redux as well, right?
Redux
Hooks as
is a
well.
state management library.
Correct.
Yeah.
Perfect. Great to know. Now come to the next question actually. Differentiate class component versus functional component in React.js.
Class component, technical definition I am not able to recall as of now, but what I have
This
used.
is old approach actually, but now
Class
just using
functional approach is like we do not have any render method inside it. In class component, we need to explicitly write a class inside that. We need to write a render
extends
method.
component as well, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
inheritance, yes.
Yeah, correct. But if you are working with the latest approach, then
Functional
go
component.
with functional component.
Okay, classic means like stateful component, functional are the stateless component.
Correct.
Hooks always would work with the like functional component only,
Yeah,
right?
use state.
The next question I want to ask one like what are the React.js hooks you use in your project actually?
Not more. Use state. Use.
If use callback, right?
There are a lot of, but I
Use params as well, right?
correct.
Yes. Then let's see, hooks have some rules actually. Like hooks, always you can simply say, whenever like you are going to use hook, then always write hook on the functional component on the top of the functional component. Okay, and whatever those hook, like use effect, then use params, use state, right? Use memo. There are lots of hooks we are using day to day in our applications as well. But the thing is that hook always work with the functional component, and always you want to write top of the functional component itself. Then now coming to next actually, and the next question goes on tools actually. We are using Docker, Apache, Kafka, Kubernetes, right? Yes. Then question for Rishabh, like what is Docker? Like why Docker comes into picture actually?
So Docker is nothing but it's a containerization platform, containerization platform.
Correct.
So the Docker is a platform, and mostly Docker provide a platform to run containers. So what do you mean by container? Container is nothing but application which has its own runnable libraries, runtime, DLLs, jars, pack into the single unit, and you can execute that container on any machine. For example, why like we got the question why we require Docker.
Correct.
So Docker, like suppose you working on Windows, I am working on iOS. Some application which is working on my application, but
not working with the Mac OS, right? Yeah.
you're in Windows, it is not working on your system. So it's very tedious task to set up environment and all those stuff. It's take a lot of time.
Sometimes system capability as well, 32-bit system or 64-bit system.
Yeah,
as well.
that is challenges. Environmental challenges Docker is completely resolving. So you can create your
Docker
application and you can create your Docker image and you can
push them into container directly, right?
Push them in like no, not container. We need to push it into the Nexus or whatever online storage, and we need to pull that image and run. There are simple commands. If you want to control the clusters, you can create Docker compose.yaml file. So it will like simultaneously stop and start many containers. It has that configuration.
Yes, there were like Java version and everything, maintainer and everything, right? Great to know. Perfect. Then coming to next, on the top of Docker itself, actually we are using K8s as well, right? K8s it means mates Kubernetes. Okay. Then tell me like what is Kubernetes and why we required it actually? What is the like components we are using with the Kubernetes?
So Kubernetes is, we can say that like big brother of Docker.
Yeah.
So in Docker, what is the main difficult challenge is like if you want to scale the container, so it is very difficult.
Correct.
So Kubernetes provide that like orchestration platform, which is basically earlier used by Google, and after that they open source for everyone.
Correct.
So it is mostly very useful for scaling, auto scaling, maintaining the application in the form of pods. Like there are component pods, services, and deployments.
Correct.
So pods is basically each application unit we can call it as pods. Then services. Services is nothing but we can interact that pods to network. And then deployment. Deployment has configuration. Different type of configuration are present.
Yes, we have node and cluster as well, right?
Node and
Yes.
cluster.
Great to know. And
So that is
coming-
complete architecture. Control
Yes.
plane is containing each and every module. So there
Yeah.
are multiple components.
on the top of that, I want to add on like one more like
Yeah.
questions. Like different like cloud platforms available, like OpenShift coming from Red Hat,
Correct.
AWS coming from Amazon, even Azure coming from Microsoft.
Correct.
Even Google also launched the GCP as well, right?
Oracle has
Mostly
its
like
own.
you are using
Oracle
AWS
cloud.
itself, right? Then what are the services you use from AWS actually for your banking project?
Yeah, there are a lot of services available, but I will describe in brief because of
Yeah.
time constraint limit.
Sure.
So the first service which I use as Lambda. So it will provide
Serverless configuration.
serverless without like it does not require any server. So
Correct.
and second one is like IAM service like for
Permissions.
permission and user management things. VPC for virtual private network. For
Correct.
that we have separate setting available.
Yes, yes.
And EC2 for running. It's a virtual server.
Like Elastic Compute Cloud.
Elastic, yeah.
Yes.
EBS. S3 also available for storage.
Storage the file.
Yeah, file storage.
Everything.
EBS, yeah. So there is a main difference between S3 and EBS. Both are different services. S3 for file storage, but EBS for elastic block storage, it stores the data in the form of block. So there are a lot of services
Great.
available.
Even RDS also use, right?
RDS,
Grafana,
relational database.
CloudWatch as well.
CloudWatch.
Okay.
There are
fine.
a lot of
Grafana
features
as well,
present.
right? Okay,
Grafana.
perfect. Okay, perfect. And now come up with the next question, and this is very commonly asked into the question
Yeah.
nowadays for working professionals as well. Like as earlier you suggested, right? You like handling some Scrum as well, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Then you are following the Agile practices, sure.
Correct.
It means true Agile, right? Yes. Then what are the Agile ceremony you are following in your current project?
Yeah, so the Agile ceremony is basically we have the calls with the Scrum Master, including the client. We need to have the requirement gathering meeting.
Correct.
And then we also have one meeting in that we are planning the sprint. We are dividing the story according to the requirement.
Correct.
We have one and on daily basis we have one connect session with all developer whatever developer facing any issue, any suggestion is required. What's the current progress? We are tracking on that stand-up call, and one is a retrospective meeting. So at least it will have around one in week. One in week, or we can. It's dependent upon project. In our project, we have one in week. So we are identifying like what should be, what issue happen, what we can improve to avoid that issue in future, to improve productivity in that project, so we can deliver faster.
Okay, great to know actually. Then see, now come up with the next question.
Yeah.
Next question goes like you are working with Agile, definitely productivity always comes into the
Correct.
picture, right? Yes. Then Rishabh, tell me like how your days start actually, like day-to-day activities, how you are like working day-to-day, because we have lots of crowd like the freshers and those who are working professionals, right? Then definitely like we are very excited to understand you are working with TCS, this is big organization, working for Bank of America, this is multinational banking project, right? Then how your day start actually, and what are like activity you are playing day-to-day?
Yeah, that is
As a software engineer, yes.
Yeah, that is very interesting question.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, so my day starts with the gymming. Gym is most important part to keep our body and our mind healthy. If our mind healthy, then we can do everything.
Correct.
After that, like after coming, I have some breakfast, and after that I just go to office and start like my morning routine. I started. After that, in afternoon, in afternoon we have Scrum call. Before that, if client has any issue, so retrospective meeting are also present. In between we have get free time, so I am connecting one-to-one with peer developer if they are having issue. If I am having issue, then I need to connect with Scrum Master or solution architect.
Correct.
Which they are providing me the solution related to the software.
Giving the inputs as well, right? Yes.
Correct. Yes, and after that we are having plenty of fun available in office. Depending upon different office, like I have plenty of.
At
fun
Pune we have
activity.
Sahyadri Tech Park as well, right?
Sahyadri Tech Park, so after that, after lunch we are going to walk, have some funs, and after again coming back, work is started again. If any issues come, then at evening again we have client call. So client has discussed like you have given like agile model every week we need to, it's agile, like need to deliver faster.
Correct.
So at every evening we have set up the call with client. So whatever deliveries we have delivered to client, if
Yeah.
client has any issue or client has any like, because why at evening, because client work in different time zone and we are working in different
Yes.
time zone. So according to that, like we need to set up call and we need to have a interact with word. So client is very good. Many time he is appreciated. Last time client has sponsored me the trip to visit their client office
Okay, great to know.
in
Actually,
Mumbai.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
After that, it's very good office client. Yeah, and this is all a part. And then coming to home and then having spending some time with families.
Okay.
So sometimes schedules become very stressful, but because of this job, I get lot of things in my life
Learning
from
curve as
phone.
well.
Yeah, learning curve from phone to car to everything. So yeah, this is very like we need to handle this situation. We should handle this situation. Every ups and downs comes in life, every to each and every candidate, but we become success. Learning curve always should be important in IT. In IT, if we are working, so continuously we need to upgrade it, and at least 1 hour a day I give a time to learning. And in my free time sometimes I do courses and certification to keep my profile updated. Like market don't know, like market, what market demand actually certification show that this candidate is certified, that means he has knowledge.
Skill
If
is
you,
important.
yeah, skill is important. So based on certification you can so based on different type of certification you can enhance your profile as well.
Yes, mates. Like before start with this mock, I interact with the Rishabh, and he always like excited to learn new things. Like he aware of the Java 25. He even implemented some products as well. That for learning perspective, Java
Yeah.
25, even Spring Boot 4 as well, and using React latest version as well. And he is aware of the Apache Kafka, Docker, Kubernetes as well, right? Now come with the next question,
Yeah.
Rishabh, for you. Like suppose your clients there and your Scrum Master as well, and there are two tasks, right? And both are the same priority, like high priority you can simply say. Then which one you are going to pick up?
Yeah, very
Like, our
interesting
audience
question.
also very interested to
Yeah.
understand like such a answer
Yeah,
here.
it's very interesting question.
Yeah.
So in that case, like what I will do, like different person has different thoughts, so it depends.
Correct.
So in my case, if I have the priority task, so first I will set up the call with Scrum Master, and because there is a reality, two simultaneous tasks we cannot do. Either one we will do in first half and second half, or
Correct.
either we can do today or next day. So first I will check like which task will come first, from first come and first serve basis. But that priority should be decided by basically the client and Scrum Master only. If two simultaneous task has come, so if there is more, like I am senior member in time, so I will handle most critical tasks. If there are two critical tasks simultaneously come, so we anyhow we need to work it. So like list critical, like there are priority critical, high, medium, low. So based on that priority, I will work there on the main task, like whatever issue or anything is happening. And if I get bandwidth, then I switch in between, I come work with this. But full time is I will work with this. And if that, and I also involve my, like I am very excited person to give the learning opportunity to my peers also. So I will also involve some developers to sit with this and work with this. If you don't find anything, even I am also kind of human being. If I am not a perfect, I am always trying to become perfect myself. So
Great.
there are many people we need to interact, like some, for example, if any infrastructure related issue comes because of our issue, so we need to
Cloud infra, yeah.
cloud infra, we need to have the contact.
Yes.
If we have any issue related to the portal, so like cloud team, we need to, like different people collaboration is also required, so it depend upon the issue. So but for like final word, if any issue will come on first come first serve basis, like I will resolve that one. And again, it's depend upon client priority,
right?
yeah, because client is also aware, they are not giving such a task like multiple issues were come. So there are a lot of huge team is come, so see like who people having more experience in that issue, that give the priority issue, and list priority issue they are given to the peers.
Correct.
Depends on team, like again it depends on team.
Yes.
And person to
Then
person.
next we'll come up at the last like question actually. Then Rishabh, tell me like which is the most challenging task you handle in your entire 5 years of experience?
Yeah, most challenging task, like I was working on payment gateway integration project, so client wants me to migrate, because that was working on very old version of Spring Boot version, it's around 2 or something.
Correct.
So they want especially me to upgrade the payment gateway to the latest Spring Boot version.
Correct.
So and there it like it's a medium size of project, and also they requested me to convert monolithic architecture to microservices. So I did, like I migrated that project. Migration task, that was very difficult, but it's very also learning curve from you. It will give me learning opportunity as well. So that was most challenging task for me. It will took me around almost 1.5 months to migrate it. After that, there is a small challenges are there. Like migration is completed, but there are small feature addition removal is required based on client requirement. So it's given to the peer, and I am currently handling the loan application currently in the organization. So according to, it's not depend on us. Everything is depend upon client. Which client finally they are paying us to work. So depending
Correct.
upon the priority of the
Very
client,
good.
I am working.
Okay.
But yeah, that is good experience for me.
Okay. Then mates will come up with the conclusion here actually. Like Rishabh, thanks. Like you given very good answers and even guidelines as well.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
And by the way, thank you for you as well to giving such a nice opportunity to have good interaction
Great.
session with your audience.
Yes. Sure. Then mates, still we are open. Like if you are working professional and if you want to give a mock interview at our full stack Java developer YouTube platform, then you can do just one thing. Like this is YouTube video description box will add the Google form. You can just fill this form. Then definitely we'll give the chance to come here and give your mock interview at our platform. And definitely if you want to grow in your career and if you are working professional, if you want to upskill yourself, then join us and start your career in full stack Java development.